You could pour your entire soul into her and she still won't care. That stings, doesn't it? But it's cold, undeniable truth. This is the raw reality most men refuse to face head on. The truth is, women don't care about how much you do for them. You can buy the gifts, fix the problems, show up for her every moment, but if you're not giving her what she truly craves, it all means nothing. She'll drift, detach, or start treating you like an option she can discard. And you'll sit there asking yourself after everything I gave, how did she just walk away like it meant nothing? Welcome to the space where we speak directly to men with clarity, with truth, and zero sugarcoating. Today's topic is going to sting, but it's exactly what you need to hear. We're breaking down the 5 things women actually desire and why no amount of your effort matters without them. This isn't bitterness. This is understanding female psychology clearly, maybe for the first time. Because when you finally see what lies the smiles, the words, and the posts, you stop wasting time, energy, and money on things that don't move the needle at all. So why do so many good men keep getting stepped on? Because they believe being nice, loyal, and endlessly generous is what wins her over. But that's not how female desire works at all. Women don't fall for effort. They fall for emotional impact. This is where we strip away every illusion. No more guessing. No more hoping that just being a good guy will ever be enough. I'm about to walk you through the 5 things a woman actually wants from a man. And once you get this, you'll stop overgiving and you'll stand out effortlessly. But don't tap out early because I added a final bonus just for the real ones who stick this out. And I'm telling you that last point will hit different. It might just wake you up in ways nothing else will. Let's break it all down step by step. No fluff. Number 1, the more you try, the less she feels. Men grow up believing the harder I work, the more I'll be valued. That belief works beautifully in sports, in school, in business. But when it comes to women, it completely backfires. A woman doesn't feel desire for a man simply because he tries harder. In fact, trying too hard, especially early, screams desperation. It signals neediness, low value, and drains attraction fast. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean she feels a thing for you. Because desire isn't logical, it's emotional. She's not calculating in her mind. He texts me every day and bought me dinner, so I should like him. No, that's not how it works. Women want to feel a pull they can't explain. And that pull isn't built on effort. It's built on presence, confidence, unpredictability. Picture this. A man meets a woman and immediately overinvests. He offers rides, buys gifts, praises her constantly, responds to every text in seconds. In his mind, he's showing he's serious, proving commitment. But in her mind, it feels off, too much, too soon. She starts to wonder, why is he working so hard? What's missing in his life? What does he want from me? Here's what most men never realize. The more she senses you're working for her affection, the less she feels it. Now compare that to the man who doesn't overextend. He shows interest but keeps his pace, his rhythm, his world intact. He engages but never tries to impress that man. He makes her curious. He activates something deeper, and curiosity turns into attraction. The lesson is simple. Effort without emotional impact is wasted motion. You're not judged by the quantity of what you do, but by the feeling you create. That's what desire is built on. Work smarter, not harder. Because if effort alone worked, every nice guy would be married by now. Comment below if you've ever worked overtime for a woman and watched her lose interest faster. Anyway, let's talk about it. But it gets deeper because it's not just effort she disconnects from. Even when you're fully present, fully attentive, she can still feel nothing. Why? Let's break that down. Number 2, she craves emotional control, not constant attention. Here's the part that most men never even see coming. Women don't fall for the man who gives the most. They fall for the man who makes them feel the most. It's never about what you hand her. It's about what you stir inside her. Most men think they can earn love by stacking gifts, favors, and endless attention. They assume if I keep giving, she'll finally see my worth and choose me. But here's the brutal truth. Women crave emotional leverage. They want your attention, your energy, while feeling like they control it. It's a hidden power game, and most men hand over the controls without even noticing. You could spend big, plan her entire birthday down to the candles, treat her like royalty, and she'd still feel nothing. Why? Because it's never about what you're giving. It's about how she feels around you. If she senses she holds all the control, all the certainty, she disconnects fast. She doesn't want to feel ripped. She wants to feel stimulated. She craves an emotional ride, not a perfect, predictable routine. Predictability kills romance. Emotional tension fuels it. She's drawn to tension, curiosity, anticipation. She's addicted to connection that keeps her guessing. Not the one that spells everything out. Not the man who's chasing her validation minute by minute. Here's what shocks most men. She can smile, hug you, thank you for everything you've done, while secretly losing all respect for you because you've become too easy to manage. This is the blind spot. Men confuse providing for her with pleasing her emotions, but those are two radically different games. You can give without becoming weak. You can care without being predictable. You can offer security without handing her the controls. When she gets used to you giving endlessly and asking nothing, she gets bored fast. You become someone she can manage, not someone she craves. And when that emotional edge is gone, attraction fades quietly, almost invisibly. Here's what you must understand. Women want to feel emotionally alive. They want to be moved by you, not just treated well. It's the man who stirs something deep inside her that she can't resist returning to. Stop trying to buy what can only be earned through presence, unpredictability, and emotional depth. Drop a comment if you've ever felt like you gave her everything only to watch her slip away anyway. And if this hit you, hit that like button too, so we know exactly who's paying attention. And here's where most men make their next fatal mistake. Even when they stop overgiving, they think that being dependable, consistent, and available 24/7 is the answer. But that's exactly what makes her feel nothing. Let's go deeper, because what really draws her in has nothing to do with consistency and everything to do with mystery. 3. Mystery and consistency. Let's be brutally honest. If you've ever told yourself, if I just keep showing up, stay dependable, she'll finally value me, you're already losing a game you didn't even know existed. When it comes to female attraction, mystery obliterates consistency every time. I get it. That sounds completely backwards, right? We've all been brainwashed to believe that being reliable, steady, and available makes her feel secure. Sure, consistency matters, but here's what most men fatally overlook. Consistency without polarity becomes straight-up monotony. You're showing up every day, texting, good morning, checking in, planning dates, complimenting endlessly. You become consistent, predictable, safe. But without her even realizing why, it starts to feel flat. Why? Because when she can predict your every move, she stops feeling anything. You don't stir her nervous system. You don't spark curiosity. You don't generate emotional gravity. She knows exactly what's coming. And that predictability endears desire. Desire needs space, contrast, uncertainty, not insecurity. but that thrilling edge of "I don't fully have him yet." That edge makes her lean in, replay your words, wonder what you're thinking when you go silent. The nice, consistent guy, he closes that gap completely. He over-explains, overextends, overcommits, leaves nothing to imagination. And here's what blows most men's minds. The more transparent and predictable you are, the less her mind obsesses about you. Predictable men become emotional wallpaper. She sees you, but she stops feeling you. Meanwhile, the man who replies when he's ready doesn't overshare, shows up unpredictably, but with purpose. That man leaves a trail of emotional tension she can't resist. That tension is the birthplace of pure attraction. Let's be absolutely clear. Mystery isn't manipulation. It's not about childish games or pretending to be distant just to provoke her. It's about building a life, a rhythm, an identity that doesn't revolve around her approval. Sometimes you're unavailable, not as punishment, but because you're busy building your world. It's about leaving parts of yourself unspoken, not fake, just not exposed 24/7. Leave her with something to figure out and she becomes emotionally invested all by herself. Her mind keeps circling back. She writes the storyline. She fuels the tension, and all you did was hold back just enough to stay sharp in her mind. Think about what hooks you on a great film. It's not knowing every detail. It's the suspense, the unanswered questions, the slow reveal. Women's emotions run on the exact same frequency. But the nice guy, he shows the whole movie in the trailer. No suspense, no edge, just here I am, all yours. And while that sounds noble, it kills polarity stone cold. Mystery is what keeps her curious, invested, obsessed. Overdone consistency makes her too comfortable, and comfort without attraction is a slow death for desire. Stoicism nails this perfectly. The Stoic man isn't performative. He speaks less, observes more, moves deliberately, and never explains himself unless absolutely necessary. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, "Make sure she understands you." He said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Don't explain your mystery. Don't ruin your edge by begging for her approval. Never trade your gravity for constant exposure." Strong men know exactly when to be seen and when to disappear into the shadows. If you've ever felt her interest spike the moment you stop chasing, tell your story in the comments and smash that like button right now, so we know you're one of the men who actually get this. But mystery alone isn't enough, because once she leans in, she tests. And what separates men who keep her respect from those who lose it? Challenge. Real grounded challenge, not worship. Let's break this next truth down. 4. Stop worshiping. Start challenging. Let's get brutally honest. She doesn't want a fan. She craves a force. If you think putting her on a pedestal, praising her every move, treating her like a flawless goddess will make her stay, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. That kind of worship feels romantic to you. But to her, it feels empty, flat, predictable. Women don't crave perfection. They crave polarity. And polarity isn't built through worship. It's built through challenge. Now listen carefully. Challenge doesn't mean picking fights, nagging, or acting petty. That's weakness dressed as aggression. Real challenge is energetic. It's the quiet, calm message. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to meet you where you're strong and push where you're soft. It's disagreeing without fear. She'll walk away. It's holding your ground when she tests your frame, and she will test it. It's calling her out, not to hurt her ego, but to awaken her respect. Because whether she admits it or not, she's dying to feel something. And emotional tension, the right kind, is what keeps that spark alive. Ever bent over backwards for a woman, always saying the right thing, suppressing your opinions just to keep the peace and watched her grow colder anyway? That's not bad luck. That's the worship trap. Here's the truth that punches most men straight in the gut. The moment she senses you're molding yourself around her comfort, she stops respecting you. She might smile, she might thank you, but inside she's already checked out. When you become predictable, soft, easy to dominate, attraction dies. And no woman, no matter how sweet she acts, respects a man she can dominate. The moment she feels more masculine than you, you've lost polarity. Worship flips that polarity fast. You stop being her grounded leader. You become her emotional follower. And even if she sticks around, she's already drifted emotionally. But challenge changes everything. When you challenge her mind, her emotions, her spirit, you activate something deeper than chemistry. You awaken her growth instinct, her respect, her desire to rise to your level. But challenge isn't control. It's not a power game. It's standing rooted in your principles and inviting her to match you there. It's saying, I hear you, but I don't agree. And holding that position calmly when she tests you. It's saying no when she expects yes, not to punish her, but because your time, your attention, your approval isn't something handed out like a participation trophy. It's holding steady when she's emotional, not fixing, not pleasing, just present, still like a mountain, unshakable. That kind of presence, that masculine gravity, that's what makes her lean in. She doesn't want to be whipped. She wants a man who sees her fully, flaws, edges, brilliance, and doesn't get lost in her beauty. Because when you can see her without being blinded by her, she respects you. And when she respects you, everything changes. She listens differently, shows up differently, loves differently. That's why Stoicism gives you an edge almost every man misses. Stoic men don't chase chaos. They don't idolize anyone, not even the woman they love. They enter relationships with clear values, emotional discipline, a grounded sense of self. And by doing that, they challenge everything around them, including her. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, flatter those who matter. He said, waste no time worrying what others think of you. So stop asking, how do I make her like me? And ask instead, am I living in a way that commands respect? Even if no one claps for it, if you've ever lost her because you played it safe, share your story in the comments right now. And if this just hit you right between the eyes, hit that like button so every man watching knows you're one of the few who actually gets it. By the way, if she doesn't earn her place next to you, she won't value it. And this is where most men lose themselves completely. Let's break this next truth wide open. Number 5, she can't value a man who costs her nothing. Let's stop pretending for a second. You've been fed weak advice your entire life. Show her how much you care. Be available, generous, consistent. Just keep showing up. And while those things might feel good to do, they're not what makes her stay. Here's the real truth. No one told you. If she doesn't have to earn you, she'll never truly value you. That hits hard, doesn't it? But you've lived this before. You gave her your time. You gave her your energy. You gave her your focus, maybe even your money. You made her the center of your life before yourself, before your purpose, before your dignity. At first, she seemed grateful, responsive, affectionate. Then came the shift. Her warmth cooled. Her replies slowed. Her interest faded. Without a fight, without a goodbye. And you sat there thinking, what did I do wrong? Here's what happened. You gave everything before she gave anything. You treated your time, your energy, your emotional commitment like they were free samples. And there's a brutal law you must accept as a man. Nobody treasures what comes without cost. When she feels your attention is automatic, when she senses you're hers just because you like her, you become default, and you never want to be default. You want to be earned, not offered. You want to be chosen carefully, not accepted casually. Most men try to fix this by playing games, acting distant, disappearing, faking snorts disinterest. That's weak. That's insecure. Here's what flips everything. It's not about acting hard to get. It's about being a man who's hard to access emotionally, not because you're cold, but because you have standards. Standards about who gets your time, standards about who earns proximity to your peace. You're not punishing her. You're simply communicating a quiet truth. I don't give my energy away to anyone who hasn't shown they deserve it. That changes everything. Suddenly, she's curious. Suddenly, she's leaning in. Suddenly, she's asking herself, what is it about this man? Why does he feel so centered, so selective, so different? Why do I want him to notice me more? That's when attraction shifts from shallow desire to deep psychological investment. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to prove himself. He's not handing out gifts, compliments, endless time hoping she'll reciprocate. He lets women reveal who they are by watching how they respect his time, by seeing how much effort they invest, by observing what they offer without being asked. And when she has to work for your attention, she values it on a whole new level. She feels the difference. She respects the man you are because she earned a place beside you. This is why casual hookups fizzle fast. There's no climb, no tension, no value-building process, just quick access and quick burnout. But the man whose time isn't for sale, whose attention isn't thrown around like spare change, that man is magnetic. That man makes women think about him long after he leaves the room. Stoicism embodies this principle perfectly. A stoic man doesn't hand out affection for free. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't chase anyone, not even the woman he loves. He's grounded, unshakable, centered in his own mission and peace. That gravitational pull is why women stay. Not because you gave more, but because you required more. So, stop asking, how do I keep her interested? Start asking, am I a man whose presence must be earned? If you've ever given too much too soon and watched her slip away, tell your story in the comments. And if this truth hit you in the chest, smash that like button right now so every man watching knows you're leveling up today. All right, I saved this bonus point just for you guys. And trust me, this one's going to change how you see everything. This is the mindset shift that will wake you up and flip your entire approach from reactive to unstoppable. 6. Emotional detachment is what makes you unstoppable. Let's end this with the single most misunderstood masculine power, emotional detachment. I know what you're thinking. Oh, isn't that cold, unfilling shutdown? Absolutely not. If you understand what real detachment means, emotional detachment isn't about going numb. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's not about being some robotic, stone-faced monk. That's not strength. That's avoidance. Real detachment is this: the ability to feel everything and still stay in control. It's the ability to be grounded when emotions run hot, when chaos swirls, when she's testing, when life hurts. And here's what most men never realize. The more emotionally hooked you are on her attention, her moods, her validation, the more power she holds over you. The more you react to every silence, every mood swing, every we need to talk moment, the more you drift out of your masculine frame and start spiraling in her world. That's exactly where most good men lose themselves. Not because they're weak, but because they handed over emotional control without even knowing it. Detachment gives that power back. Detachment means you pause instead of panic. You hold discomfort without needing to fix it instantly. You feel the sting of rejection, withdrawal, ghosting, but you stay unmoved. And that's where your unpredictability starts. Not because you're playing games, but because you don't need her energy to feel centered. Emotional independence, that's magnetic. Here's the paradox that most men don't want to hear. The man who needs her love to feel whole will never get her full respect. But the man who values his peace above her approval, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. That's what Stoicism teaches, not numbness, power. Detachment means you feel emotion without being ruled by it. You acknowledge the anger, the frustration, the desire, but you don't let it dictate your next move. In a world full of men who react instantly, the man who pauses, who chooses, that man is rare, valuable, magnetic. He becomes the calm center of every storm, focused, anchored, unshakable. And here's the secret. Emotional detachment isn't built overnight. It's trained. It's trained every time you don't text back just to get her reaction. It's sharpened every time you sit with discomfort without rushing to fix it. It's built every time you let her pull away without begging, without chasing, without shrinking. That man, he's dangerous in the best possible way. Now she can't control you with silence. She can't manipulate you with withdrawal. She can't push your buttons because you've removed them. Comment below, I want this. If you're done letting your emotions get played and ready to build a deeper power than reaction, the moment you become emotionally independent, everything shifts. Now when she texts, you respond from choice, not need. Now when she's distant, you stay centered, not frantic. Now when tension rises, you're the anchor, and she feels that in her body, in her breath, in how she looks at you differently. Emotional detachment isn't a wall, it's a throne. You're not cold, you're too grounded to be thrown around anymore. And that's your superpower. Use it. You made it to the end. And that tells me everything I need to know about you. You're not here for shortcuts. You're not looking for gimmicks. You're here to evolve. You're here to build the kind of man who can't be moved no matter what life, women, or the world throws at him. Because at the core of all of this, detachment, boundaries, presence, standards, it was never about women. It's about you, who you choose to be. When no one's clapping, when she pulls away, when life withholds what you want, that's where your masculinity is forged, in silence, in self-mastery, in discipline. So, if you're done talking about it and ready to become that man, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe. Join this brotherhood of men building strength from the inside out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, stay calm, stay dangerous, and never hand your power to anyone.